Good afternoon, Pokesports. It's your host, Mike, and I play with two Pokemon on the field. Today, we are playing with a new and improved Violence team. I know a lot of people have been asking for this one, so I'm finally ready to show off all of the changes that I've been making to this. And I've made a couple, right? We've got Dragonite, which is a little bit more relevant now that it's Tera Flying and has Tera Blast rather than just the normal Tera Normal, extreme speed, you're forced to only do the one thing kind of Dragonite. We've got Amoonguss, which now has the Covert Cloak instead of the Rocky Helmet, because we're not seeing too many mouse holds anymore, and it just kind of makes a lot more sense to have Covert Cloak on there sometimes. And then with Arcanine, most recently, I've added Psychic Fangs to its roster just to get around screens. This team just kind of deals with everything, and I'm really excited to show it off. I did come top 16 with this team just recently in the World Heart Cup, which in this video you can continue to donate. So if you would like to, and if you can, please do consider donating to the American Heart Association. Really solid organization. You can donate right in this video. Let's take this Violence team into the battle arena. Let's see what kind of good we can do with this team. Today, we would like to choose Violence. Let's go. All right, so going up against Haku, this Iron Bundle is a Pokemon that I have seen just all over the meta. And usually, my answer to it doesn't involve King Gambit because there's some kind of psychic terrain on the field. But today, because I'm not seeing that here, I'm thinking that King Gambit might just be the right way to go here. But I could also consider something with Protect and go for a Tailwind with Roaring Moon. However, there have been times where Roaring Moon just gets shut down by being doubled into when my other Pokemon goes for a Protect. So I'm thinking I'm going to go for the King Gambit after all. I could also bring the Dragonite. That seems to go over quite well, actually. Especially with this team here, going up against this. And then the back, just same as usual. There are no screens, so I don't feel the need to bring Psychic Fangs Arcanine anymore. However, it's down between Roaring Moon and Toronto, and I think, you know what, Roaring Moon wins it. Roaring Moon wins it just because we're out of time. If I thought about it a little bit more, maybe I would have brought the Arcanine just for that Scizor, for the Crocodile, for the Frostlass. Yeah, that would have done pretty well too, even against the Talonflame. Well, I think we'll be able to make it work without it. I do like that I'm bringing the Dragonite here, over against the Talonflame. Now here's the problem: is I need to consider Terastallization, which isn't necessarily a problem, but is something I should probably do, just to deal with the Crocodile here. If I Tera Flying, then that's not going to be able to touch me. It already can't touch my Dragonite, but it might, in that case, decide to go for something like a Rock Slide, or if it just goes, you know what, we're going to go for a Kotal Cleave here, just on the Talonflame. We're going to try and take out the Talonflame turn one. Yeah. That sounds about right to me. Crocodile might want to go for something like a Rock Slide here, but if I were sitting as the Crocodile, I would think, you know what, if I go for an Earthquake, the Kotal Man, the King Gambit, is the only thing that's going to touch. So that would do quite a bit of damage there. Thankfully, the Crocodile is going to try and Protect here. Doesn't matter to me. It does pretty good damage against the Talonflame there. What is that? Oh, it's an eject button. Okay. Well, that's... Oh, uh-oh. Whatever's coming in here is about to take a Kotal Cleave and probably will not like it. Haku's going to send out Frostlass. Oh, no. Oh, poor Lass. Here we go. Kotal Cleave to the face there. It goes. So painful that is. Oh, my goodness. They were probably thinking of going for like a Tailwind or something like that. Yeah, and here comes the Talonflame again. So this time I can just go for the same kind of thing. But now I don't even have to target the Talonflame with my King Gambit. I can target the... Well, I could target the Crocodile. And in that case, I might as well... Might as well go for a low kick. Am I a little sick? Maybe. We're going to go for a low kick. We're going to go for an extreme speed. Just going to do the damage here. Oh, painful. Sorry, Talonflame. You just don't get to live today. Talonflame goes down. And here comes the Rock Slide. Yeah. Ooh. Both of my Pokemon are rather defensive here, so, you know, they're just not going to take all that much damage. Dragonite isn't even multi-scale. This is an inner focus Dragonite, so it just means that it's not going to be flinched. So this is why, essentially, I brought out the... Dragonite in the first place, is so that I could go for extreme speeds and sucker punches on this Ferrosacal, on the Iron Bundle. And I'm just going to do it. It might go for Protect here and just do a little bit more damage with Rock Slide. But even if it does, I think that's okay. What I'm expecting is the Iron Bundle to go for something like an Icy Wind. And then this Sucker Punch Extreme Speed combo is just going to take it out before it even has the chance. Yeah, it's just going to Terrasilize here. It's not going to matter, right? Like, it can Moxie up as much as it wants. I still have Old Greg in the back that will just outspeed. Yeah, so a Sucker Punch and Extreme Speed is just going to be nice and easy, going to take out that Iron Bundle. We're going to have to see what kind of damage this guy can do. And it's going for a Tera Blast here. Fire Style Tera Blast on King Gambit is just not going to do that much. Now, mind you, this is a physical Tera Blast. Some people, you know, I've seen a couple of comments before where people are like, "Oh no, wait, it's going for Tera Blast, but that's a special move." No, it's a Shell Sidearm. So if you have higher attack when you're Terrastalized, it will become a physical attack. So this Extreme Speed isn't necessarily the most relevant thing. And Roaring Moon can just be Roaring Moon here. So I feel like if I just swap that out, I'll be okay. Battle was canceled. Yeah, let's just get out of here. Let's go into the next game. They say it was a good game. That was a very, very good game. Things went in my favor quite a bit there. And this is why I love this team, is it deals with so much. And by so much, I mean Iron Bundle. So yeah, let's take this team into game 2. And let's see if we can do a little bit better. Okay, let's continue doing some good. Let's go. All right. Okay, so, wow. All right. Dang. We're going up against Roaring Moon, Fluttermane, and the Torkoal combo. So it's just full-on Protosynthesis all day, every day, is what this person is trying to say. That said, do I think that King Gambit is actually worth it here? Yes, because of the Arcanine. Yes, because of the Fluttermane. Yeah, I think that is just the way to go. My own Arcanine is probably also the way to go as well, just because of Snarl. Snarl's going to put in a lot of work there. There's no trick room there, so Torkoal is just going to be there to be a Torkoal, which is fine. Now, if they lead with the Roaring Moon, I should probably also lead with my own Roaring Moon. And bring Toronto also with that. So that'll just be a first turn like Protect and Snarl, or a first turn Will-O-Wisp and Protect, or a first turn Protect and something. Yeah, that's just kind of what it's got to be. Then Old Greg is going to join us, of course. And last but not least, it's either King Gambit or Dragonite Amoonguss. I think King Gambit. Yeah. This is just kind of the way that I usually will send out this team, and the way that I've kind of gotten used to it is sending out in this order: Roaring Moon, Arcanine, King Gambit, and Old Greg, Sandy Shocks. I find Sandy Shocks is a really, really good Pokemon here, but I don't know. Some people might not agree with me, but here we are. This Intimidate isn't going to be relevant, but I'll tell you what is going to be relevant in just a second is going to be the... What's it? It's going to be the safety goggles. So we're going to Protect here with Roaring Moon. And I think The most productive thing for me to do isn't to take care of the Torkoal right now, actually. It's to take care of the Lilligant. So I think the Lilligant often goes for, say, wide lens sleep powder. And that's not going to work because I have safety goggles. So we're going to go for that. They're going to terrestrialize, I assume, the Torkoal into fire. Yes. Which is not the defensive play, but is a very, very highly offensive play. In that I'm offended. Yeah. The important thing here is that Arcanine doesn't go to sleep, and that it takes out Lilligant. Oh, wow. It's just going to go for a big after you eruption. Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, as long as it just doesn't take out the Arcanine, we're okay here. And boo. Yeah, that doesn't take out Arcanine. Not very effective, my foot. We're gonna Flare Blitz that thing down. Bye-bye. It's incredibly important that Lilligant goes down because of that eruption, because of the fact that it can do that kind of stuff. It does mean that Arcanine is not going to go down. Oh, okay, great. What's it sending out instead? Oh, Arcanine. Yeah, great. Wow, I lived that at 3. Amazing. Does mean that I will outspeed the Torkoal. I've got to hit it with a Throat Chop, unfortunately, and that's not really the best thing to do, but it's a thing to do. We can hit them both with a Snarl, or we can swap something out into Sandy Shocks. Not worth it. But I do know that Sandy Shocks vastly outspeeds Arcanine, so I should be able to just target it down next turn. We're going to go for a Snarl. If we win a speed tie here, if we're faster, nope. Not during extreme speed. We're still in the sun here, but doing a little bit of damage just means that Eruption isn't going to do as much damage as it could. But it is in the sun, so it might still KO. No, well, amazing. Amazing. We're going to send out Sandy Shocks here. Torkoal is the raid boss here. And we are triggered with Protosynthesis right now, so that's just, oh, that's wonderful. I love it. Well, I could use Tailwind here. What am I? Oh, I would definitely want to outspeed that Fluttermane. So I'm going to Tailwind here. And I'm going to hit the Earth Power on the Torkoal. What might happen is a Torkoal switch. No. Oh. Oops. Oh, you tried. Oh, boy, you tried to take out that. Didn't quite work. But the Torkoal is not going to like this at all. Bye-bye. Yeah, that Torkoal's out of here. I don't think that the Arcanine has it in it to take out my Sandy Shocks in any way, shape, or form. I'm assuming, heavy assumption, that Fluttermane is this last Pokemon. Yep, there it is. Okay. So assuming here that Roaring Moon goes down to an extreme speed, I think the right thing to do is actually to protect with Roaring Moon here. If I protect here and I go for an Earth Power, I'm going to take out this Arcanine. It's just going to happen. And that means that next turn Roaring Moon will be just inherently faster than anything that Fluttermane has to throw at it. And I'll also have, what's his face? King Gambit to take out the Fluttermane. So I think, yeah, Arcanine is the bigger threat right now. We're going to try and target that. So Roaring Moon's going to protect itself. Extreme Speed is going to hit the protection. Haha, thank you. Sandy Shocks outspeeds the Fluttermane, goes for an Earth Power. That's going to take out the Arcanine for sure. Bye-bye. And all we have left is the Fluttermane. Mystical Fire is pretty nasty, especially when it crits. But again, the fact that I have Roaring Moon and King Gambit, I think we're just fine. Just fine. I made this mistake in Orlando regionals where I overestimated the Fluttermane and I targeted that instead of the other Pokemon. I can just Terrastalize here if I want to. Just go for a big that thing. Actually, yeah, it's always going to be neutrally effective, huh? Oh, no, sorry. No, because it's Mystical Fire. Let's just go for a Throat Chop. Let's Terrastalize flying here. We can go for an Iron Head or a Sucker Punch. I don't think it matters. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Because we outspeed. We outspeed with this guy. Not this guy. Roaring Moon. Yeah, I made this mistake in Orlando Regionals, and it cost me my 7th win out of 10, which would have put me in top 100. So I'm never going to forget that. That brought it down low, but it probably would have hit Sash. I don't actually know if it had a Sash or not. But based on the fact that it used Mystical Fire last turn and didn't lose any HP, it doesn't have Life Orb. It probably has Focus Sash. Probably also doesn't have Booster Energy as well, because they're running a Torkoal. They're assuming that they're going to be setting the Sun, and they'll have Protosynthesis like that. Anyway, great win to game 2. And this is how we, win with this team. I love this team. I think Violence right now is the strongest that Violence has ever been. All right. So right now, let's take Violence into game 3. Let's see if we can do a little bit more good. Let's see if we can just 3-0 today. Oh, I would love that. Here we go. Let's go. Oh, wow. Our last game here involves a Blissey. That's a Blissey. What are we going to do against a Blissey, folks? That's fun stuff. I think here, I'm losing my voice hard. I still like the idea of Roaring Moon here, just in case we have to combat Tailwinds. But if we have to deal with a Iron Bundle, I almost want to say that bringing Arcanine will lose the game for us. Okay, I don't think that we have no screens to worry about here, so using that isn't going to matter. Maybe I just bring this. Yeah, I'm okay with that. What if I bring the Dragonite? If I bring the Dragonite and they lead with Great Tusk, then I'm just so sad. I'm just so sad, so I'm not going to do that. If it's Murkrow and Great Tusk, that's rough for me. That's incredibly rough. I can bring the Amoonguss. I think that is safe. And then I could bring either Dragonite or Old Greg. And between the two, I think I almost always choose Old Greg. So we're gonna go with that. Yeah, this one's a little tough because I don't really see a clear win condition with the team that I'm going up against here. The last one was a pretty easy, like you see the Torkoal, you see the Tera, you're gonna take out the Torkoal and the Tera and you're good. But here it's like Flutter Mane and an Iron Bundle is just a rough combination. Very, very tough combination. Although we do know that Quirk Drive is the Iron Bundle's item there, meaning that it doesn't have a Focus Sash. Meaning if we wanted to take out a Pokemon, right, we could take out that one. I almost feel like Terrastalizing and going for Tailwind is the right thing. But I think what's more important is just that I protect Roaring Moon this turn. Because the Flutter Mane might want to target down my Roaring Moon, and I know that Kingambit can live both attacks from what these Pokemon have to dish out here. Oh, they're going to withdraw the Flutter Mane, actually. And send out who? Arcanine. Oh, but hold on, that's an Intimidate. That's an Intimidate on my Defiant Mind. That's rough. Oh, that's rough. Because now I'm about to hit with a Sucker Punch, and we saw the last time what happened when we Sucker Punch an Iron Bundle. That does quite a bit of damage. What would happen if we do 1.5 times more? That is about the exact same amount of damage that it did that last time. But anyway, it's fine. We now have the Iron Bundle almost gone. And at this point, I think it's more than safe to go for another Tailwind. Go for a Tailwind, my first one. I'm tempted to Tera here on King Gambit. Because if this is a hard and fast Flare Blitz on the King Gambit, that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. I think I can live it, though. I think I can live it without Tera. I'm not even going to risk it. I'm going to try to... I think they're going to switch. I'm just going to Kowtow Cleave it. Sometimes I take damage. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I lose Roaring Moon to this. Sometimes I don't. They didn't actually take it back. Not the worst thing here, I guess. Still gonna do damage. Not full damage here. Not full damage. And now my... Okay, well, now my King Gambit can outspeed the Arcanine. No, never mind. They're just gonna double into the Roaring Moon. I'm so glad that I didn't Tera here. So glad that I didn't Tera. And the Kowtow Cleave taking out the Iron Bundle means that unless the Arcanine has an extreme speed here, which most of the time it does not, then I will be able to take something else out because we've now hit Tailwind. Kind of depends on what this last Pokemon, or not last Pokemon, this third Pokemon is. We know they have the Flutter Mane, we know they have the Arcanine, and then they have something else. We just took out the Iron Bundle. So what's that going to be? Tell me, what is that going to be? They are sending out... Great Tusk. Not my favorite. Not my favorite cat. All right, we're going to go for an Acrobatics on it because I don't think that it will have Protect. Usually they have something like an Assault Vest. So if I just double into it, that should be enough. I'm going to let Arcanine just do damage to itself. Ah, dang it does have Protect. Sometimes I'm wrong. It's fine. That's okay. Oof. What a painful... That's a painful blow, though. Very painful. Why do you... Oh, no. They keep doing that. They keep doing that. The Defiant boost here. Here we go. Well, I know what I'm doing next turn. I know what I'm doing next turn is I'm attacking into that Great Tusk with my... Ooh, I can go for a Moongus here. Didn't even realize. I totally forgot that I had that. I'm going for Sandy Shocks. I'm going for Sandy Shocks and just attacking with King Gambit. What are the chances? What are the chances that King Gambit can take out Great Tusk all by itself? I don't need to risk that. I can just double in. There are some times where Sandy Shocks, I believe, can take out this Great Tusk. Its special attack is like 53 or something like that. It's got like absolutely no special attack. And it used Protect, so it doesn't have an Assault Vest. Oh, so close. So close. The Will-O-Wisp hurts a little bit, but actually not so much because my Sandy Shocks didn't get snarled that turn. Oh man, it survives that. It survives that. It also outspeeds my King Gambit. That's very interesting. Anyway, we go for the big Iron Head. I think I'm just going to target target the Flutter Mane with Sandy Shocks here. Knowing that the Arcanine cannot take out Sandy Shocks. Sandy. And then what's my last one? A Moongus. A Moongus can't be O-code. So if I need to, if I hit Sash and then I lose everything, then I'll still be okay. So why don't I just target Arcanine? I don't think there's a reason not to target Arcanine. I know that Fluttermane can't OHKO my Sandy Shocks. I'm just going to go for this. Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes the Fluttermane goes for Protect. And we didn't want that. But they're just both going to Protect. Oh, we're trying to stall out the Tailwind turns. That is fine. Again, I still outspeed the Arcanine even without Tailwind. I'm just trying to scout out what moves I'm going to use. Do a little bit of chip damage with the burn. Peter out the Tailwind. And then probably try to take out Sandy Shocks before it has a chance to really do anything. Now, point of order, I could also just Protect here with Sandy Shocks. If we're not waiting for anything anymore, we're not on any kind of timer, then I might as well just, I'll just do that. I'll Sucker Punch the person who I know is going to be attacking. I know also that the Arcanine is going to be attacking, but it doesn't really matter what it chooses to do. If it goes for a Snarl, if it goes for a Flare Blitz, then I'm protected against that. I know that, it's Arcanine. I thought that was going to be something else. But now I'm extremely glad that I hit Tera. Oh, it hits the double Protect on me. That's, again, still fine. I can live whatever it wants to throw at me. And if it wants to Snarl, the next turn that Sucker Punch is going to do even more. It doesn't. It goes for a Flare Blitz. I'm going to live that. I am fine with that. That burn's going to hurt a little bit, but that's okay. It hits the second Protect, so that means that it's not going to be going for a third Protect. It's going to be going for an attack this time. And I think that's okay. That is more than okay. I think I did use Thunderbolt on it, right? I must have. Pretty confident that I can take out the Arcanine from here. I don't know, the vibe that I'm getting is like sometimes I take it out and sometimes it lives at like 1 HP. But regardless, this is fine. Because it's going to live at 1 HP and then I can just go for Sucker Punches and stuff. Never mind, King Gambit goes down. Am I okay? Oh, I might have lost. Hold on. Huh? Oh. I thought it was Focus Sash. It was Secret Sash. That's what it was. Oh, fun. Never mind. I think I'm okay. I am just fine here. Because now I can just bring out a Moongus. I can go for a Protect and Spore. I can go for a Rage Powder and Thunderbolt. Yeah, I think Rage Powder Thunderbolt's probably the best way. What if it's... that's fine. Let's just go for it. Rage Powder Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is going to take it out from there. Perfect. And that is the game. 3 semi-competitive teams, one with a Crocodile. I don't really respect the Crocodile too much, but the competitive teams that were used here actually did really well against, I actually did really well with my team, which makes me feel really good, because this is a team that I have iterated on for a little bit, and Violence is just kind of doing work here. So I'm very, very happy about that. Anyway, that's great. Let's go and take this into the lab. Let's go and talk about this team, and let's get you out of here for the day. Let's get you that rental code. Let's go. My friends, here it is. This is the new and improved Violence team, consisting of a Roaring Moon, King Gambit, Sandy Shocks, Dragonite, Amoonguss, and Arcanine. Now, some of the major changes, this is, of course, a team that I have shown off before, but I have made a couple of major changes to it. Not too many that I got to show off this time, but some that would definitely make for less niche scenarios to go and take you down. Let's talk about the Dragonite. Right, previous iterations of the Dragonite used to have Tera Normal, so that you could hit Tera Normal, go for Extreme Speed with Choice Band, just do a bunch of damage that way. I found that, and I think a lot of people found that version of Dragonite, it did damage. It did damage, but what it didn't do was have enough coverage, right? We have Ice Spinner, we have Stomping Tantrum, but now we have Tera Blast, where if we need to get a little bit more flying damage up in there, then we can hit Tera Flying and go for Tera Blast, Tera Flying. The Roaring Moon also accomplishes this with Tailwind, Protect, Acrobatics, and Throat Chop. You just do a bajillion flying damage when you can, but the times where you don't need that flying damage, you just don't Tera Flying. You have plenty of other Pokemon in the roster that can hit other kinds of Tera types, that can do other kinds of coverage. So having the 3 Pokemon that I have here that have Tera Flying doesn't actually make too much of a difference, because you won't find that you're missing out on anything by not having, say, Tera, I don't know, Fire or Tera Dark on your King Gambit, or Tera Dark or Tera Dragon on your Roaring Moon, or Tera Normal on your Dragonite. The flying type is just very, very versatile here. Sandy Shock's still just as good as it was before. Thunderbolt, Tera Blast, Earth Power, Protect. It's faster than a lot of Pokemon in the meta. It's deceptively fast, right? And whenever you go up against things that set the sun, you have that added bonus. You have that added bonus of getting Protosynthesis, and have that like even more powerful 30% boost on top of your 30% boost from Life Orb. It's, let's go blue here. Amoonguss is just a wonderful Pokemon with Clear Smog, Pollen Puff, Rage Powder, and Spore. Great in tournament settings, right? Best of 3, sometimes you just need to toss out an Amoonguss and have it be useful there. The Covert Cloak means that most secondary effects are not going to be hitting your Amoonguss at all, so you can still do quite a bit with it. The King Gambit with Sucker Punch, Iron Head, Kotal Cleave, and Low Kick, that is my answer to Fluttermane. Most of the time, you will be able to live whatever a Fluttermane can dish out. Sometimes it'll have Mystical Fire in the Sun, and that's one of the times where you might need to go and Tera Fire just so you can live one of those. But even if it does decide to go for Mystical Fire on you, if you can predict that and go for a Tera Flying and it gets the minus special attack on you, which I believe it's a 100% chance to do, I might be wrong, you get the Defiant boost, which is just so wonderful whenever your King Gambit gets a Defiant boost. Arcanine, Flare Blitz, Snarl, Psychic Fangs, and Will-O-Wisp. I did replace Protect with Psychic Fangs because I hit a situation quite often, and once specifically in the tournament that I most recently participated in, where screens just broke me, right? I did not like the fact that I was doing half damage for everything. Grimmsnarl came out, and I was just very sad about that. So we used Psychic Fangs to hit the other Pokemon, because of course Grimmsnarl is not affected by Psychic Fangs, to break those screens. And then we used King Gambit to break the Grimmsnarl. So there we have it. Anyway, this was that team. This is him. This team is absolutely him. And I wish you the best of luck if you do decide to use this. It is a wonderful team. My common leads are Salamence, are Roaring Moon and Arcanine, or Roaring Moon and King Gambit, usually Roaring Moon. But sometimes you might want to do something like an Arcanine or a King Gambit or an Amoonguss and a Sandy Shocks. But your taste will vary. Please do let me know how this team works for you if you do decide to use it. And folks, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. I've been Mike. I play with 2 Pokemon on the field. Bye-bye.